Hi, my name is Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to be teaching you all about how you can take dark energy, how you can take something that's supposed to kill you, how you can take something that is very poisonous and rotten of energy and transmute it into something that's working for you and helping you. Now, let's get to the bottom of this, because I'm someone who literally, I question everything. If I have a knowledge, I'm gonna have to know that it's the best knowledge, that it's the best, most accurate version of knowledge, and I will test it again and again and again and again until I know it's 100% accurate and it's 100% right, and I have to scientifically test it, I have to spiritually test it, I have to go through other people to test it, I have to go through mentors to test it until I know it's right. And then I'm able to teach it to other people and to help other people. This video is about how to take really dark and bad energy and transmute it into something that's going to help you. I'll cover it in different ways. You can do this with your mind mostly, but I'll teach you a crystal or two to help you do that as well. And I'll teach you some mental exercises too. Now, there's so many different ways to do this. And if you were in my last TikTok live, I normally just flat out ignore comments. Negative comments don't bother me because I really know the psychology and the energy behind them. I just feel bad for the people who send them because, one, karma, I'll tell people, like, when people do something very bad or nasty or say something very vicious, I'll just be like, I just flat out tell them. And I know, I do say this more often now. I'm like, you know, karma is real, right? It's just there to help you learn. It's not there to punish you. It's not there to demoralize you, or because people will get, when someone, especially someone who is of God and who has God behind them and who helps people move closer to God and to help other people and change the frequency of this world, when people just do you wrong for no reason and say the nastiest things and do the darkest of things to you for no reason, when you're pure light and you're pure goodness and you're just trying to help other people, I like to let people know so they don't go through it over and over again and just wonder what's happening. Now, I'm at a point in my life, I'll just be like, okay, you just did something very nasty. With me, it didn't bother me because it doesn't bother me when people do nasty things. I'm just fascinated by it. I just transmute the energy, which I'll teach you how to do in a second, but I let people know, hey, you know karma's real, right? Like, I just feel bad for them at that point. I'm like, oh, it's not there to punish you. It's not there to roast you or rip you apart. It's there to teach you as a lesson. So if you doing something gets your karma, because you're going to get your karma directly after you mess with this person of God, a spiritual person. Someone who just does good is going to get their karma, as well as the people who do bad to the person who's just doing good. They're going to get their karma as well, but it's all about them recognizing it. And most of the time, those people have gotten karma from people in the past, or those people have gotten karma from, and what's karma? It's what you put out coming back to you, hitting you. So if you put out positive energy, it's going to come back to you. If you plant seeds of goodness and of just good energy is going to come back to you. It's not rocket science. People who say karma people who say karma does not exist are people who really try to justify everything dark they do and try to get away from it. And those people are the kind of people who get hit with karma over and over and over again and never know why things are going so south, why their lives are so miserable. Look at someone who says, oh, karma doesn't exist. That is a person. That is the exact person. And anyone, karma, we're using the word karma because it doesn't matter like what tradition it came from. We're just using it as what we know as karma. What you put out is what you receive. Okay? If you deny that, then you're still spiritually asleep and this video is not going to help you, so you might as well click out of here. Karma is real. What you put out comes back to you. If you don't, even on an energetic standpoint, even on a biological standpoint, what you put out is what you receive. That's it. If you don't get that, this video is not going to help you. Now, moving on. Do good and good will come back to you. Sometimes you have to fight. You have to fight to keep what's good for you. But if you're fighting in the right, then you're fighting in the light. If you're fighting in the right, you're fighting in the light. Fight and protect what's yours. If you're protecting what's yours, if you're standing your ground, then you're doing right. You're staying strong. Now, if you're doing bad and violating other people, it's gonna come back to you and catch up to you. But it's gonna be a lesson. It's something you should recognize as a lesson, because especially with the help of certain crystals, When the bad comes back to you, it's going to transform your entire life, such as Mexican fire agate. When you wear that crystal, when you have it on you and someone does you wrong, the karma doesn't go away, and it gradually gets worse and worse for them until they learn. And they'll actually become a good person just because they're hit. So if someone sends you a curse or a hex and you're wearing Mexican fire agate, or you do something special with the Mexican fire agate, there's different things you can do. The energy does not end. It's vicious. It's like a snake that bites over and over, and the bite gets more and more venomous until they recognize that they did something very bad to that person, and until they apologize, until they actually stop doing it, then it fades. And right when that person stops doing bad is right when that Mexican fire agate energy fades. The crystal's vicious. It's the most vicious crystal in the whole world. I've never seen a crystal be so vicious. People who are rappers have gotten Mexican fire agate from me, and some of the stories that they have told me, it's a good thing. It's literally made people better people just from them getting hit with karma like a truck, like a train over and over until they're a better person, and now that person's out in the world doing good. That is what I'm talking about. That's one way you can transmute energy. That's a crystal that literally, it sends people their karma, so it transmutes their negative energy into positive energy just by them learning their lesson, and they actually became a new person. That's its whole purpose. It's the crystal of safety as well. Now, another way you can okay. Back to the science aspect of it, because I said I don't believe stuff easily. I take everything with a grain of salt, everything with a grain of pepper. And I'm like, okay, what's the foundations for this? Like, I remember the first time I was studying on my own about how you can transmute and take different crystals and transmute darkness to light and bad energy to good energy. I'm like, I didn't really accept it. I'm like, how can you take bad energy and just simply fluffily transmute it into good energy? I thought that was total fluff. I'm just like, no, this doesn't sit right with me. This isn't sitting with me. Like that doesn't work. You just, something that was bad, now it's all of a sudden it's good for you. Like, you expect me to believe that right away, at least? Because like I said, I'm a skeptic until I find, because I will hunt for backings and stability and foundation behind the knowledge versus just accepting it. I urge you none of you to flat out accept just any kind of knowledge presented to you. Always take everything with a grain of salt. Now, I sat with this for a while, for a few weeks. I'm just like, what is this? What? This doesn't make sense to me. People say they can transmute darkness to light. What? That doesn't make any sense. And then I found it. It really came to me. It came to me in a mini vision, which when I was meditating, I'm like, oh, this makes total sense. So what happened is when I was meditating and this bit of knowledge came to me, my angels they know how to present it to me. I was meditating and out of nowhere, so like basically something just popped into my third eye, it popped into my ears, it popped into my head, in my mind. I'm like, how a tree is something that'll take something that's poisonous and that'll kill us. Carbon dioxide, it will take something that's poisonous and harmful and that will kill you. And it goes through a process of transmuting it on a chemical scale and then spewing it out as oxygen, something that's going to bring us to life and give us life. I'm like, oh my God, this is beautiful. This is wonderful. This is just the analogy I've been needing. This is because everything's a science on a physical and spiritual level. This is it. This was I had an epiphany. I was just like, this is it. This makes total sense. And then it allowed me to take it up a notch and do it with crystals. How can you do it with crystals? Well, let's start with the most basic of crystals, clear quartz. It takes dark energy. Let me show you some clear quartz right now. So, I've got crystals everywhere. So this is clear quartz. This is the smallest one I have. But, so basically you take clear quartz, right? It's the master crystal, the master enhancer. With enough intention, you can take clear quartz and program it to do anything. Anything at all. Now, if you don't believe that, look at science. Clear quartz is in our technology and satellites and TV and our phones and everything. Clear quartz it's an enhancer. It's a master amplifier. It stores and it transmutes energy on a physical level. Scientists use clear quartz all the time. If you rub two pieces of clear quartz together fast enough, it'll light up. Yeah, on a physical level, it's used for magic. Magic on transmuting energy. how can you use it in a spiritual level? Because like I just said, it stores and transmutes. It can store and transmute information. Especially with crystals like etchings in it, science has a way of being able to store information on a clear quartz crystal alone. Now, and this is just public, very open information that they share on the internet. I'm not going through any kind of files here, any kind of secret files. No, this is known. If you look for the information, it's literally there. It's in the biology textbook. For people who think crystals are just rocks, I suggest you read a biology textbook because, yeah, they're more than just rocks. They have mineral inclusions. Something makes them a different color. I've talked about that in a previous video, but how can you use a piece of clear quartz to store and transmute energy on a spiritual aspect? So I'll make a video about clear quartz later on, but this is like the crystal of water. If you ever seen water, a scientist did an experiment with water where he basically spoke to the water, and he spoke good to the water would vibrate better. He spoke bad to the water with rice in it, it would deteriorate quicker. He froze the water, like he just had a whole experiment. I'm not gonna say the experiment down to a T in the video, you can find that yourselves, but clear quartz works just like water. That's the same exact thing. It's literally the crystal of water. It's literally water as a crystal. That's how I view it, because you can program it to do anything, including transmuting darkness to light. So when people are sending you psychic attack and curses and hexes, you can, with enough focus and with enough intention, you can write on it, you can basically carve different inscriptions into it, you can do different, there's so many different things you can do. It's specific to wherever you are, but you can actually take a clear quartz and focus it heavily enough to become a tool. So anytime darkness is supposed to hit you, you can use the clear quartz's energy to send it back. Literally, it directs it back. It stores it, it transmutes it, it sends it straight back. And you can use it to have it benefit you in whatever way. So if you're a bad person and you're trying to use clear quartz to enhance your life, it's not going to work, because clear quartz, I mean, crystals generally work for just people who are good. They don't work for bad people or people who are doing dark things the way they think they do. It's literally, it sides with goodness. It's literally correcting bad vibrations, and it will correct people who are just out here just looking to do bad. You can't do bad with crystals. Sorry. People who think they can do bad with crystals, they have a very harsh backfire and they never know what hit them. But for people who are bad and they're trying to get good, then crystals will help them, but they'll work on you more than they'll work on anything else, like I just said. But you can use clear quartz, store, transmute, send back, and transform dark energy to light energy. Just like in science, you can do that as well with the tree, the carbon dioxide example. That's a wonderful way. I hope this, I mean, some of you are going to be like, whoa, yes! It took me a long time to figure that out. Like I said, it took weeks of meditating with that. Just I'm like, and it came to me like, oh, this is the most valuable piece of knowledge ever. I'm going to bookmark that. I have bookmarked it. It really changed my world and just opened my eyes and helped me realize how to use crystals to, and such as clear quartz. You can use clear quartz to transmute dark energy to light energy. Now, like I said, if you saw me on TikTok Live tonight, I normally don't acknowledge dark comments or bad, mean, evil comments at all. But how can you use a bad or an evil comment or just a really mean comment directed towards you to benefit you? Once you're at a certain point, no comment that is bad or mean or rotten towards you is going to hurt you. It's actually going to be fuel for your fire. When people, they say, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me. Okay, when people are prodding you with their sticks, it's literally feeding the fire. The fire is getting bigger. When people try to step on your light because it's blinding them, instead of for the light getting smaller, it actually gets bigger and brighter. It's like that kitchen. I mean, it's like that fire. It's like that fire in your kitchen that will not go out. And every time you try to like fan it, which the darkness will fan your flame, fan your light, and it erupts bigger and it burns them. Same thing with your light. It'll do the same thing. That's why people who are elevating their frequency and becoming the highest vibration they are, even with crystals, which you can get from my website, floridastoneman.com, crystals are a wonderful way to expand your light. They literally come from the heavens. They're a gift to the earth. And one thing you can do as well, ooh, I just touched it and it made my whole leg vibrate. How beautiful. Ooh, I got a jolt of energy. I just touched the point. Okay, so one thing you can do with crystals is you can use them to transmute darkness to light. Certain crystals will literally tear up people and make them better people, which is good for you, because your enemies will now actually be helping people because they are out here doing good in the world. You can find out more about the Mexican fire agate. I'm so excited to make this video topic. You can find out more about Mexican fire agate by getting it yourself and using it yourself and having experiences with yourself. I remember, I have some stories about Mexican fire agate I cannot even say on here. Ooh, okay, I won't say it on here then, never mind. But, yeah, my angel does not want me to say it on here, so I will not say the stories on here. Just certain people who, no stories. Yeah, ask the stories on the DMs on Instagram, because I'll tell you some stories. But, wow, Mexican fire agate. All you need is a little piece to transform someone, and you're doing it for good. You're doing it for light. You're not doing it because you're never supposed to invoke sending back negative energy to the person who sent it out of like, you're getting negative energy now. No, that's not. You will get negative energy from doing that. Do it because it's gonna help them become a better person. Period. That's it. That's why you should be sending negative energy back. Not because like, you're gone now. Look at you. You're so miserable. No. I truly feel bad for anyone who's trying to do any kind of dark anything, because they truly don't know. They're literally in the dark. They don't know better. Someone out here just doing pure darkness, do you think if they had more knowledge, they'd be doing all that darkness? Instead of for helping themselves get ahead, they're out here just trying to put people down? No. So one way you can actually do, one way you can transmute darkness to light when people insult you or give you negative comments is just pull out the evil eye. So when someone gives you the evil eye, pull it out. Literally pull the evil eye out. Pull out their intentions. Don't pull the eyes. Don't pull their eyes out. No. Pull out the evil eye. When someone's giving you a dark intention and you feel like something's off, ask the question, what is your intention? Any hesitancy, any just slowness, stuttering, anything at all. When you say, what's your intention? If they have to think, then their intention's bad. Once you know their intention, their intention, it's because they're actually directing it towards themselves, which is interesting. So when people like just say, haha, you're fat. Literally, when someone says, haha, you're fat, it's because they've been made fun of in their childhood about being fat. Maybe they were fat at one point and they still feel fat, so they're calling you fat. For people, and I'll make a video about this. There's a spiritual law. So when you make fun of someone with something very specific, so if you say to someone, haha, like, oh, you look like you have autism, or oh, you look like you have tics, or you look like you have Tourette's or something like that. There's a spiritual law that basically states, since you put it out there, and it was very oddly specific, and it came from your subconscious, you basically just wished for it. So something will come along in your life, maybe in a year, maybe 5 years, or 10 years. Something's going to come along. So you're going to eventually have tics. Maybe you'll get to a certain age where you're just going to be like this all the time with Parkinson's, and you're going to have tics. And if you don't recognize it, then you'll recognize it when you go into the next world and you have a past life review. But it's just there to help you. It's just there for you to realize what you put out there is what you get back exactly. So people say, you have autism. And those people who are making fun of people, if you ever, I'm not going to, never mind. Yeah, never mind. I'm not going to say the next point, but just say, I'm going to say right now it comes back to you. So the people who have oddly specific insults, just feel bad for them because their insults come back to them very, very specifically just as they made it, because it's literally them wishing for it. So anytime someone does that to you, just tell them, be like, karma's real, and there's a spiritual law that literally states that what you just specifically called me is what you specifically wish for yourself, and it's going to appear in your life. It's going to appear at some point in your life. So maybe the person who called you fat gains a little extra weight, whatever. It's just there to serve them, to help them recognize that doing bad's not good. Like I said, karma is a mechanism to help teach people, and that the goal here is to have everyone doing good, to have everyone be on the right track and everyone reaching a place of light. Don't ever try to put anyone down, because then you're in a place of darkness and you will go down yourself. Now I hope this video has really helped you. Back to my just recapping how when someone I taught you how to transmute it. When someone insults you, just use that as a transmutation, because when they're trying to fan your energy and they're trying to put your fire out, just let it fuel your fire, let it get bigger. When people try to put me down, I get excited and I vibrate. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm feeling amazing. It just makes you feel wonderful, because someone had no energy, but enough energy to try to give to you and pay basically their last spit of energy. But they're like, here this, or like they'll try to insult you. You're like, oh, thank you. You're just, it's kind of a comment. It's like, oh, you used your last bit of energy when you had no energy to fuel my flame. And now I'm more excited and vibrant about life because I know that I'm doing well just because people are trying to come after you when you're doing well. Like they said, if you have, and I don't like to use the word haters, if you have haters, then you're doing something right. If you have people coming after you for no reason, then you're doing something right. You're doing good. You've expanded your light. You're blinding people. And now when people make those comments about themselves, I mean, when people make comments to you, they're really doing it about themselves. And it's helping you learn where they're literally, that's just a confession. When someone insults you, it's literally a confession of them on a psychological level. I make words out. Psychological level. So you can take psychology or a class in psychology and find that out, and even more out to it, down to a T. They have free psychology classes online. They have free classes for criminal investigators. It'll help you guys learn when someone's lying or not. They have free classes for lawyers to learn how to tell when someone's lying. It'll actually make you a very vibrant and and you can just play dumb. Most of the time I will flat out play dumb. I will play dumb. I will be an actor. I will flat out play dumb. The more someone thinks that you're dumb, the more they're gonna show themselves to you, and that's all you need. They're the dumb one in the end because they thought you were dumb. Isn't that ironic? What did I say about insults? For someone who calls you dumb, it's because they feel dumb themselves. Look how everything ties together with what I'm saying. But you just feel bad for that person because that person has no light and they're craving light, and that's why they're out here insulting others. But I really hope this video helped you guys. I feel wonderful. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment sections. I really do like and love helping you guys. And because when you guys get on a certain level, guess what? Once you guys have mastered yourselves, you're going to be helping others. You're going to be helping others. Whether you know it or not. People are going to walk up to you in public and be like, wow, you're so vibrant. There's an energy about you. You might help them without even trying to help them just because you're being yourself. That's the end goal. I would like to make people warriors of just pure goodness. Fight for what's right and you'll feel good. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment sections. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.